Simple present, used to describe actions that are habitual, factual, or generally true. It is formed using the base form of the verb. Example, I watch videos from the Everything Explained channel every day. Present, continuous, describes actions that are happening at the moment of speaking or are ongoing. It is formed using the present tense of the verb to be. Am, is, ar, plus the present participle, ing form, of the main verb. Example, you are watching this awesome YouTube video right now. Present perfect indicates actions that started in the past but have relevance to the present moment. It is formed using the present tense of the auxiliary verb have, has, have, plus the past participle of the main verb. Example, I have visited Paris several times. Present perfect continuous indicates actions that started in the past and are still ongoing or have just stopped. It emphasizes the duration of the action up to the present moment. It is formed using the present tense of the auxiliary verb have, has, have, plus the been plus the present participle, ing form of the main verb. Example, we have been making YouTube videos for 10 years. Present subjunctive, used to express wishes, hypothetical situations, or suggestions that are contrary to reality. It typically appears in clauses following verbs like suggest, recommend, demand, or in certain fixed expressions. Example, it is important that he be present at the meeting. Simple past indicates actions that happened at a specific time in the past. Regular verbs are formed by adding ed to the base form, and irregular verbs have specific past forms. Example, he subscribed to my channel yesterday. Past continuous describes actions that were ongoing or in progress at a specific time in the past. It is formed using the past tense of the verb to be, was where, plus the present participle, ing form of the main verb. Example, she was cooking dinner when the phone rang. Past perfect describes actions that occurred before another action or point in the past. It is formed using the past tense of the auxiliary verb have, had, plus the past participle of the main verb. Example, he had already eaten when I arrived. Past perfect continuous describes actions that were ongoing for a period of time before another action or point in the past. It emphasizes the duration of the action up to a certain point in the past. It is formed using the past tense of the auxiliary verb have, had, plus been plus the present participle, ing form of the main verb. Example, by the time they arrived, I had been waiting for over an hour. Past subjunctive, used to express wishes, hypothetical situations, or suggestions that are contrary to reality in the past. It is often indicated by the use of were instead of was in the if clause of a hypothetical statement in the past. Example, if I were you, I would have handled the situation differently. Future simple, used to describe actions that will happen in the future. It is formed using the modal verb will, plus the base form of the main verb. Example, you will see a lot of interesting videos from this channel next month. Future continuous indicates actions that will be ongoing at a specific future time. It is formed using the future tense of the verb to be, will be, plus the present participle, ing form of the main verb. Example, at 8 p.m. tomorrow, I will be watching a movie. Future perfect describes actions that will be completed by a certain future time. It is formed using the future tense of the auxiliary verb will plus the auxiliary verb have, will have, plus the past participle of the main verb. Example, by next year she will have graduated from college. Future perfect, continuous, indicates actions that will be ongoing for a period of time before a certain future time. It emphasizes the duration of the action up to that future point. It is formed using the future tense of the auxiliary verb will, plus the auxiliary verb have, will have, plus been plus the present participle, ing form of the main verb. Example, by next month, they will have been living in their new house for a year. Future subjunctive, used to express wishes, hypothetical situations, or suggestions that are contrary to reality in the future. It is formed using should or were to plus the base form of the main verb. Example: if it should rain tomorrow, we would cancel the picnic. Future in the past describes an action that was expected or planned to happen in the future from a past perspective. It is formed using would or was were going to, plus the base form of the main verb. Example: he said he would call me back, but he never did. Past future. Continuous describes an action that was expected or planned to be ongoing at a specific time in the future from a past perspective. It is formed using would be or was were going to be, plus the present participle, ing form of the main verb. Example: at that time last year, I thought I would be traveling abroad now. Conditional sentences. Zero conditional describes general truths or facts where the result always happens when the condition is met. It uses the present simple tense in both the condition and the result clauses. Example: if you heat ice, it melts. Conditional sentences. First conditional describes possible future situations and their probable results. It uses the present simple tense in the if clause and will plus base form in the result clause. Example: if it rains tomorrow, I will stay at home. Conditional sentences. Second conditional describes hypothetical situations in the present or future and their unlikely or impossible results. It uses the past simple tense in the if clause and would plus base form in the result clause. Example: if I won the lottery, I would buy a mansion. Conditional sentences. Third conditional describes hypothetical situations in the past and their unreal outcomes. It uses the past perfect tense in the if clause and would have plus past participle in the result clause. Example: if he had studied harder, he would have passed the exam. Mixed conditionals combine elements of the second and third conditionals to express a condition in the past with a result in the present or vice versa. Example: if I had studied more in school, past, I would be more successful now, present. Passive voice describes actions where the subject undergoes the action rather than performing it. It is formed using a form of the verb to be. Am, as, are, was, were, plus the past participle of the main verb. The subject receiving the action becomes the grammatical subject of the sentence. Example: the book was written by Jane. Emphatic constructions, used to emphasize certain elements of a sentence, often by using auxiliary verbs or adverbs. It can be applied to various tenses. Example: I do enjoy a good cup of coffee, emphasizing do enjoy,